is up, everyone? My name is Zach, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new ranking video today for the Conjuring universe. Let's talk about this. So with this, I know the Conjuring is only 4 movies in with a big franchise, but we got other ones coming out: The Nun, The Crooked Man, and Conjuring 3 coming out. I thought it was my time, after Annabelle's finally come out, I can rank all 4 movies in this Conjuring universe, and I'm really excited to talk about this. So without further ado, let's just get into this. Coming in at number 4, all the way at the bottom, of course, this is no shocker, it's gonna be Annabelle 1. The spin-off of the first Conjuring. I hated this film. I did not like this film whatsoever. I didn't like the direction they took. I didn't like the script that they gave, and I just overall didn't like this film. The one aspect that's actually pretty well good for this movie is the basement scene. And it's not that scary, but it actually gave some atmospheric love to it, and it actually made the film pick up, because overall, this film isn't creepy, it's not scary, it's boring and bland. And that's not something that we wanted coming off of The Conjuring, because they made Annabelle so fucking scary in the first Conjuring movie. And I know it's because James Wan, he didn't produce this, he directed The Conjuring. He just produced this one. I didn't really expect much from Annabelle, and I mean, I still don't. It's just an okay movie. It's nothing special. I do recommend seeing it if you're a Conjuring fan, just because it's in that universe, but I don't necessarily, if you're just kind of someone looking for a scary movie. It's not scary, it's bland, it's boring, and the acting in it is subpar by best. I don't think it's a fantastic movie at all, and, you know, I know there's people who are fans of it. I know there are people who are fans of it, but personal opinion, I hate this movie. I don't like it at all, and I probably will never own it. And that's hard to say, because I'm one of those people who, like, if I get one movie in the series, I probably have to get the rest. This will probably be the movie I'm going to try to resist the most I'm not getting. Coming in at number 3 is probably going to be a surprise to many people, but that's going to be The Conjuring 2. I love this film. I loved it when it came out, and I've loved it every time I've watched it. But my problem with The Conjuring 2, it is way too overly long. And, you know, that's pretty much my only one problem with it. I just feel like the last 30 minutes could have been cut a little bit more together. I think, for me, a lot of the scares were really in that first 2 acts, and then the third act, it was kind of like, I'm not really scared. I'm still enjoying the film and want to see where the Warrens go with it, but I wasn't really engaged into this. Minor nitpicks in there. When you look up the true story on there, it's not as close as to the first one, of how close the first one actually was, which was a little disappointing to me, but besides that, I mean, I still loved Conjuring 2. I think it has 3 of the coolest demons we've seen, especially 2 of them, the Nun and the Crooked Man, which, if you don't know, the Nun was actually an afterthought. They had shot the movie with a different demon, and they're like, James Wan's like, we need to throw something else in there, and he came up with the whole nun subplot, which was brilliant of him. I love the nun subplot. I love that they put that in there, and I think it was so different, especially most people don't know, and it feels like it's so seamlessly in there. You know, sometimes reshoots aren't a bad thing, and Conjuring 2 can show that. Some people don't like the Crooked Man. I'll admit, his CGI is a little shitty. Actually, it's very shitty, but when he actually is moving around, I know there's some practical effects in there. It did look cool, but I like what they did with him, and I want to see more of him. And I feel like he got probably the cut of Conjuring 2. I feel like James Wan didn't want to come out, but he had to cut a lot of his scenes out. But I did enjoy the Crooked Man and what they did with him. Conjuring 2, I mean, the one big scene in there that's probably one of my favorite scenes of the year it came out was the one with the nun in the painting, how the nun's walking across the room. If you've seen that film, you know what I'm talking about. It's just walking across the room, and it goes behind it and grabs it. And Lorraine Warren, I mean, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga are fucking awesome in this film. They're awesome every time they show up in these Conjuring. I mean, they're fantastic actors and actresses. Really like the little girl in here. I really believed her torture and the whole family torture in England. I just loved what they did with this film, and overall, like, if it was just a little bit shorter, I probably would have been way more engaged with the film. I love the story they told. I love the first 2 acts, but that third act kind of falls apart for me, and ends up being a very terrifying film in the end of the day, but I still really enjoy Conjuring 2. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Annabelle Creation, or Annabelle 2, or whatever. The spin-off to Annabelle, and the spin-off prequel to the first Conjuring. It's a prequel to everything. It's a prequel to the whole universe. Prequel to a prequel. I really like this film. Is it better made than the first 2 Conjurings? I don't think so, but my enjoyment level for this film is better than the second Conjuring, in my opinion. David F. Sandberg crafted something that was so fun. I didn't think he got the best script, necessarily, but I think he crafted something from a first movie that was such dog shit. He crafted and made his own story and brought it back a little bit. You care about the characters, you care about what's going on, And I think the best part about the film is you really are torturing scared from some of the imagery you see in the film, but you also get not even just scared, but you having a lot of fun. This is one of those films you bring a bunch of friends to. I don't imagine myself watching Annabelle 2 by myself and enjoying it as much, but with a big group of friends, that is a film that you take together and you have so much fun with. It's kind of like how Lights Out is. You joke around, you have fun with your friends, you get some scares and you get some thrills in there, and you're cheering, you're hyped over some of the Easter eggs in the film, and it's just one of those really fun films to go to. Yes, I said Easter eggs because there are a ton of Easter eggs in there from the Conjuring universe that I think they planted so perfectly. Nothing was right in your face, it was all just perfectly in there, and I love that. Especially the little girls in here. Some of the best child performances that I've seen in a very long time. David Sandberg really crafted a perfect film here, and it kept you on the edge of your seat, makes you scared. And I overall love Annabelle 2. I thought it was way better than the first movie, and I think it's a very fun movie that, like I said, you grab your friends, take them to the movies, and you enjoy it. That's why I'm gonna have it at number 2. Coming in at number 1, of course, has to be the very first Conjuring movie. I love this film. I've seen it so many times, and each time it scares me and stays in my head. James Wan, this is probably, for me, a masterpiece of a film. I thought everything from the beginning to the end was on your seat, don't know what's gonna happen, and it's just so interesting to watch because it's from the perspective of the ghost detectors this time, not just the family. And seeing that aspect was so different at the time of when you watch it, you care about Ed and Lorraine. You want them to survive, you want them to help this family. And especially the demon, Bathsheba, is fucking terrifying. And then opening up with Annabelle and tying that all into there was fucking awesome. I know the writers took this and they took a long time to write this film because they wanted to get everything down right. And it's cool how they mixed in the Annabelle storyline with the Bathsheba storyline, because Annabelle is overall a small story part for their lives, but the Bathsheba one was a very long case that they had to take, and I love reading about that whole true story. That you guys should all go check it out. If you guys never looked up the Warrens case files, they are very spooky and very interesting to see. That's why I'm really excited about The Conjuring 3. But right now we're talking about Conjuring 1. The score is fantastic, and especially that shit used to scare me. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that scene because that scene used to terrify the living shit out of me. I'm not even joking. Like Conjuring 1, I saw I think 5 times in theaters, and each and every time I loved it more and more and more. I think that was one of the first films I ever snuck into it because I was not 17 at the time, so I actually snuck into that film because I was so hyped to see that film. And then my dad, I got him to go see it, and it was just such a fun time. I love the first Conjuring. I think it's masterfully crafted, and I praise James Wan. It kind of makes me sad he's not doing any more horror films for the time being, but I'm excited to see where he goes next. Guys, that's my ranking of the Conjuring universe. I really loved all these films, except the first Annabelle, but overall there's a lot of fun to be had in those 3 films, and I think it's all worth seeing. If you are going to see Annabelle Creation this week and you haven't seen it yet, trust me, go check out the first Annabelle and check out the other Conjurings. Make it a little movie marathon before you go and check it out. I promise you, you won't regret it. There's a reason I'm telling you this, and when you see it, you'll understand. You'll get all the Easter eggs in there. But other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your guys' day. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this, and comment down below how you would rank the Conjuring universe. And tell me, what is your favorite demon that we've seen in the Conjuring universe? Is it the Annabelle doll? Well, that's a conduit, but still. Is it Annabelle, Bathsheba, the nun, the crooked man, the old man from the Conjuring 2? Tell me, let's talk about it. What demon / ghost, what horrifying thing have you liked in the Conjuring? And let's all talk about it down below. Other than that, guys, make sure to stay classy.